All right, you are the CFO at a company, and we have done some analysis on these projects, right? And we're showing that we have a couple of different projects here. We have 2 different projects that you're evaluating, and you're trying to determine if these are going to be worthwhile. You have had some people come up and they did a superior analysis, grade analysis, and it's showing what those returns are. One is at 12%, the other is at 10%, and we have their costs associated here. Now, this part here and what we're going into, this is referred to as that investment opportunity schedule. And just by that is that which one of these are we going to do first? Well, quite simply, we're going to do project 1 first and then project 2 second. The reason being is that project 1 is generating for us the highest return. So that's the one we're going to do first. And then the second one is only generating for 10%. So yes, we're going to do that one as well. Now, if you remember, is that our investment opportunity schedule here is a downward sloping line, and then we also have the weighted average cost of capital, which we refer to in this case as the marginal cost of capital, is the upward sloping line. The downward sloping line here is the investment opportunity schedule. We set those points equal to each other, and that tells us how much investment we are actually going to do. We don't have to do the graph on this one. You can if you want, but you don't have to. When we're looking at this is that we're going to be comparing this. We have $690 that we need to get funded, and it's at 12%. So when we're looking at our borrowing costs is that we are looking at borrowing at the lowest possible cost first. So we're going to borrow at 3% first. We're going to borrow at 7% second. We're going to use all those funds until our borrowing cost is greater than the return on our investments. So we are looking at this now is that we have project 1 is at 12%. We can borrow at 3%. Will we borrow this money? So yes, we're going to borrow this money. We're going to borrow all of that. But that doesn't fund us all, right? Because that is only $240. My project needs $690. So I subtract off that $240, and that shows me that I still have $450 that needs to get funded on this project. Okay, so we're now going to look at the amount here at the 7%. Okay, are we going to borrow that money at 7%? Yes, because, and I'll put that over here, is that 12% is greater than 3% and 12% is greater than 7%. Okay, so yes, we're going to use these funds, but we don't actually end up using all of them. Okay, so project 1 is a go. Project 1 is a go project. All right. So of this funds remaining here at the 7% is that we have used all the $690. And so we had the $780, and we're going to subtract off of that the $450 that we needed to use for project 1. Okay, so that's showing us that we have $330 remaining at 7%. Okay, so now we're looking at this and saying, all right, are we going to do project 2? We know we're doing project 1. Are we going to be doing project 2? And project 2 has a return of 10%, and that amount there. So yes, we will use these funds. But then we go into the second part here, and that's showing us that we don't get it all funded here because we need $400, but we only have $330. Okay, so we have to step down to the next one. The next one is at 11%. Is 11% greater than or less than 10%? 11% is greater than. So I'm not going to go after this return if my borrowing cost is 11%. So no, I am not going to do project 2, right? Because that is at a point at which it crosses the marginal cost of capital and the investment opportunity schedule. Because I can't get this full project done at a borrowing cost of less than the return on this investment is going to be, because this would end up losing us money. So the total amount that is going to get funded here is $690, right? We only do project number 1. Okay?